So I've arrived for this event, and I was told by that gentleman there that I'm banned and there's no one to speak to. They said speak to DPI, but DPI didn't answer anything. So I'm going to speak to DPI as we speak, because the UN of Antonio Guterres has hit an absolute new low. So I RSVP'd for an event. This event, I can't attend. So, Ambassador, I RSVP'd for an event, not as a journalist, and they didn't let me in. That's how they roll here. It's unclear to me who I'm supposed to call. Maybe OLA. Let me call OLA. All right, well, we'll end it right here as we began. The UN is entirely corrupt. So this is the total corruption of the United Nations. Total corruption. RSVP'd for an event about banks and slavery and was singled out of 100 people waiting. The only one with a ticket not allowed in was me when I actually cover banks. There it is once again. It's pretty shocking. Antonio Guterres is corrupt. I called his deputy. I called his chief of staff. I've written to his head of security who never answered, who has a rogue guard that twice assaulted him in City Prss. They couldn't say what the basis was. Nothing. Shocking. There it is. Total corruption. Don't believe a single thing the UN says, by the way. Do not. It's all false. So here you will see Melissa Fleming. You will see the former spokeswoman of Antonio Guterres, who's turned out to be a corrupt censor. Shocking. It's shocking. These are supposedly the good guys. These are the good guys. Not so much. If they have a story written about the Sun doing business in Africa, their response is simply to have the journalist beaten up and thrown in the street. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to make money talking about refugees when, in fact, all you want to do is go back to your home in Lisbon at the expense to the public. It's a real shame. When they came in, people thought like, well, you know, the woman is going to be great. Let's check it out. Here we are, banned from even an event about modern-day slavery by the corruption of Melissa Fleming's former boss, Antonio Guterres. No one has done anything. The whole UN system. The UN is corrupt, I can tell you, on personal knowledge. Totally unaccountable. Today, when I was banned from the event, the UN security guy told me I should call DPI. So I did. And Allison Smale, somebody called Charlotte in the office, said, this is your number? I'm going to look into it and call you back. That was an hour and a half ago. Nothing. Kafka. To be continued. Okay. We're doing it again to show you how it works here. Filippo Grandi and Melissa Fleming, and it's all just a wonderful time here on Press Island. A bunch of glad handing. Now, Cameroonians may remember that UNHCR had a staff member who called for harder repression of the Anglophones, which is exactly what happened. And I pursued the story and was told it was very unfair to talk about this UN staff member who called for the repression of civilians, a typical thing. And little did I know then, when I wrote about that Guterres would end up being the biggest cover-up artist for the slaughter of the Anglophones yet, because he wanted a favor in the Budget Committee. And that when this was reported, his answer would be to have a journalist beaten up and still banned, even from events he has nothing to do with, about banks and slavery. Total corruption. Total corruption. Are they going live? Is BBC going to go live with Filippo Grandi? What does he say about this sleazy corruption of Guterres, his predecessor? Maybe we'll ask him. To be continued. By what right am I banned from an event that I RSVP'd for? This is the New York Times, Allison Smale in action. Okay, well, that's all she wrote. You can see the Turkish condominiums under construction. You can see it all. Corruption and sleaze have taken over under Antonio Guterres. Thousands of guards, thousands of dollars, thousands of this and thousands of that. And what does it come to? who can have a journalist removed because he doesn't like the article about his sellout of the Anglophones of Cameroon. Absolutely disgusting. That's what's happened. And none of these fine people, whether it's former spokesperson Melissa Fleming, no one did anything. Because the UN is irredeemable, unrepairable, immune, impugn, disgusting. That's where it stands right now. But I don't intend to accept